Hi everybody, it's Mr. D at In the Middle with Mr. D1 at blogspot.com with some classroom management ideas for middle school teachers for this very special moment in the year. It's like mid-November. I've been teaching since August. We're kind of between report cards, and I was thinking about how important failure is for students. Now I know that sounds just really bizarre, and normally my approaches are totally positive. I always want to reward the right things, and I still absolutely do that, and even in this moment when I explain the story to you, I still do that. But in this moment I noticed some kids were dropping the ball, and I needed a really quick, measurable way to show that they were dropping the ball. So one of the requirements in my class is that they have to check the school email system that we have twice weekly. I send emails to them. It gets into their inbox. They have to open them and read them. It's about deadlines and things and auditions and other stuff. And I have 300 kids, so this is a really good way to measure like whether they're dropping the ball or whether they're following through with what the syllabus said since August and what I've said repeatedly in class. So when I feel that ball being dropped, I print out the history of one of my emails that they've had at least 2 weeks to check, because that doesn't lie, right? We print it out, we see she checked it at 9:49 p.m. on Tuesday, and so on. And I give 100 if they've checked it, I give a 0 if they didn't, I enter it into the grade book, and I just sit and wait. And the emails start popping in, because they can check our grading system. They start popping in within, I don't know, 10 hours. I've got 40 emails from kids and parents, basically, because now everyone is awake. Even though they signed the syllabus back in August, now they're all like, oh my gosh, you know, and I've said it repeatedly in class, like this is not something new. But when I actually put something to the test, and then some of the kids who've been dropping the ball in other ways in class suddenly realized that they dropped this ball and it really impacted their grade, everyone's awake. So what do we do with that in that moment? Failure is good for a teaching tool, but these are young children, and we don't want to, you know, hurt them. Some of these children who didn't check their email are straight A students, have never gotten a B in their life, and this pulled them down to a B or a high C because I don't give that much homework, and the average is how they worked out. It really hurts them. So what do? Well, what I always do is have a conversation with them about how important it is to check the email, either via email or face-to-face, and I give them a second chance. And the second chance includes you print out the email on your own time, you bring it in, sign it, put it on my desk, and done. And there it is. And then I raise the grade, not to 100, but I raise it up so that their grade is higher. And everyone has learned the lesson, and everyone is back in check, realizing that they will be checked on these things. And people don't change until it's just really painful. If we allow them to do certain behaviors, they're always going to do those behaviors. We have to remember that people will change when we kind of push a little bit, including ourselves. So we can't give our students an out. The minute they feel that they have an out, they're going to use it because they're middle school children, and that's what they do. So those are some of my ideas about failure for the day. And by the way, in terms of positive reinforcement, one of the things I did when I shared with the students the email percentages for each class, I just posted them in the class, and we made a thing about it. I was like, this class got this percentage, and you know, and some of you need to prepare your parents for the grades that you're going to receive. I also said that I'm going to do it again, another email check in 3 or 4 weeks, and the class with the highest percentage of people who actually checked their emails are going to get a pizza party. So I've got some funds reserved for that. We're going to do it, so that's and they love pizza. So I don't know how you can turn this into your classroom using failure in a way that is not so ominous and horrible, but just doing it, making it happen, or when it does happen, letting it happen, letting the children fail. I mean, even as parents, if we don't let those children fail, occasionally they're never going to learn. So we mix that with some positive stuff, and together we get children who are more responsible and are better students. So those are some classroom management ideas for this moment in this school year. I hope you can think of some ways in your class to use them. Have a great week and great Thanksgiving if you see this before then. All right.